Hi everyone, and welcome to the video on functions in Maths IGCSE. In this video, we are going to explore what functions are and how to represent them and how to work with them. So let's get started. Here is a starter activity, and if you understand this topic or you want to showcase your knowledge, you can pause the video and try it by yourself. Otherwise, let's continue with the video. So here's the question says, for each question, substitute each of the values into the function machine and write down what you can get as an output. Okay. So now here, first we need to understand what is a function machine. It's a tool we use to represent a function in a visual way. We put the input values into the machine and outcomes the output value. So, and let's take a look of this example. Suppose here, if I have 5 as an input here, and if I put 5 as an input, times it by 3 and plus 8, the output will be 23. Similarly, if I put 7 as my input, times it by 3 plus 8, then my answer will be 29. But in these two cases, I have already been given my output, which is 41 in the first one. So what I need to do is, when I'm going in a reverse order, I have to change these operations. So plus will become minus and times will become divide. You should always remember that to get my input value. Okay. So here, my input value will be 11. Okay. And for 9, my input value will be 1 by 3. But now we need to understand all this time we have been given the values. What will happen if we have been given x as an input and we need to find the output? So what we're going to do, we are going to put x as an input here, times it by 3. Okay, that will become 3x. Now I'm going to add it with 8. Because 8 and 3x are not the similar form of numbers, what I need to do is I have to keep them separately. So the answer as an output will be 3x plus 8. Okay, and that's my output here. Now, similarly, we have second starter activity as well. If you have to see this, we have been given 4 values here in our function machine, which we have to work with to get the output. Now my first value is 2. If I put by 2 as an input, plus 5 times it by 4 minus 1 and divide it by 2, the answer which I'm going to get is 13.5. Okay. Similarly for 8 also, the answer will be 25.5. Now we have to do the same thing here as well. We have to put our output on our output place and then go reverse. And if we are going reverse, we have to change the values. That will become division will become times, minus will become plus, times will become divide, and plus will become minus. Okay, to get my value of input. So here 10 will be the input and 45.25 will be an input. Now here comes the hard part where x is given as an input in this equation. What we supposed to do? So what all we need to do here is we have to put as an input times it by plus by 5 times it by 4. Okay. When we are timesing it by 4, we are not multiplying it because these are the two different values. So I have to put them in a bracket and keep the 4 outside, which is going to multiply these two values minus 1. And then the whole equation is going to divide it by 2. And that will be my output here. Okay. So let's see what, as we are learning about the function, in other words, we can say, especially in mathematics, a function is an operation or a series of operation that transforms a set of numbers into a different set. So the starter has 2 examples of a function. The first one was where we were adding some input values, times it by 3 plus 8, and it was giving us the output. So here we can also write it as f of x is equal to 3x plus 8. This is a fancy way of writing the function machine answers. Okay. This is this is very important in IGCSE. So please focus and learn it carefully. Now, this is a mathematical notation for the functions above, okay? The one which says f of x. Now, this means a function of x, okay? We have a set of operation to carry out on the input. So here we are going to carry out some of the input here. This is my input values, okay? And in this case, the with this input value, we got this as an output value, which means in this case, multiply by 3, x is going to multiply by 3 and then add 8, which is going to give you your final output. Okay. Now, you will be more familiar with this notation actually. I'll show you. For example, if f of x is equal to 3x plus 8 is given, you might have seen these type of note formulas, y is equal to 3x plus 8 in your algebra. This f of x notation can be used to describe more things. You will notice this over the next few lessons actually, which we are going to cover in this revision booklet. Now, the other value which has been given to us as a function was this, the starter activity, where we have to put the input value, add 5, times it by 4, minus 1 divided by 2 to get our output value. So this is also a mathematical notation for a function above. Okay, so what is my mathematical notation? This is my mathematical notation. Now, what all we need to do here is this means a function of x, which means we have a set of operation to carry out on the inputs. Now, the second one is the operation we carry out on the input. So in this case, it is add 5, multiply by 4, subtract 1, and then divide by 2. And that's how I'm going to find my output. Now, we can look at some of the questions on the function. So for example, if f of x is equal to 5x plus 7, calculate the value of f, which is 7. F of x is 7. Now, what all they're trying to say us is, this is my f of x, which says that this is the function to use, and the value which I'm going to substitute for x is 7 here. Okay, so this is what they're trying to tell us. Now, rewrite the equation here and then say f of x is equal to 5x plus 7 and start substituting the values of x with the 7. And the answer which you're going to get here is, after calculating, f of 7 is equal to 42. And this is how I'm going to find the answer for this question. Now, next question is, we can look this question also, where f of x is equal to 2x square minus 6x. Calculate the value of f minus 1. So let's see how we're going to work here. Again, this is the function telling us what to do, how to use it, and this is a notation tell us replace x with the term minus 1. So what we're going to do here, we are going to rewrite our equation and start substituting x value with the minus 1. And when you put this entire calculation in your calculator, you will find the answer. But ensure you type it in correctly and include the brackets as well. Otherwise, you won't get the right answer. And the answer after calculating will be f of minus 1 is equal to 8. This is how we find our answer. Now, the next question tells us that we already have an output. We need to find the value of x now here. So what we're going to do, rewrite the value, start substituting the value of the output. This is my output, 45. Okay, I'm not going to change any value for the x because they are saying f of x is equal to 45, which means I still need to find the x value. What I'm going to do, start substituting the values. It means bring the like terms together here in this case. So if I bring the like terms together, which is 45 plus 7, as 7 is going to the other side, they will change the operation, is equal to 8x, which is going to give me 52 by 52 is equal to 8x. Now 52 should be divided by 8, and the answer which I'm going to get for the x will be 6.5. And thus the x value which will give me, if I put 6.5 as an input in my function machine, I'll get output as a 45. So here we have learned about the function, what functions are, and we have seen and understood the notation of functions, and we have also seen how to answer the questions based on the function and how these will be written. And that's all there it is. Remember to substitute values into a function machine. Simply plug in the input values and evaluate the expression. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any question, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And thanks for watching.